Hi, my name is Emily White-Winter, and I'm the production stage manager for the national tour of A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. We're backstage in Dicewith's Quick Change booth. We have one actor named James Taylor Odom who plays 8 members of the Dicewith family. Here we have all of his costumes as well as many of his hats and wigs. One fun fact is that some of the wigs in the show are actually hats that have hair on top of them. So you can see that it's just snapped on. He plays 8 roles, including 2 women. This is his costume for Lady Hyacinth, who travels to both Egypt and Africa. For each quick change, 4 people help Dicewith change his costume. There is our head of wardrobe that travels with us, a local dresser, as well as a makeup artist, and a sound person who helps blow out his microphone. And some of his costumes also have microphones in them. One of those is his costume for what we call the Chiselmere scene, and it's pinned into his fur coat. We are on the toy stage for A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. One cool thing about our set is these portals on the sides. We use them a lot, both to hide people during the show and to set props in. One cool thing is the mailbox. Monty receives letters throughout the show, and so it just opens from the inside, and then our head of props sticks her hand out with a letter for Monty to grab. Another cool thing about the portal is that Monty's cane is hidden inside throughout the show, and he pulls it out during Act 2. This is one of our prop boxes for Gentleman's Guide. Inside, we are on the stage left side right now. So anything that comes on from stage left is stored in this box. We also have another box stage right that has many of the same props because a lot of our things are mirror images of each other. Something important in this box is the bottle of port. During the scene, the little mini scene, which we call A Convoluted Abomination. It's a quick little musical break between scenes, the last line of the scene before and the first line of the next scene. So they kind of mush the words together to create a convoluted abomination. But this bottle of port is really important to the story because someone poisoned the port. We have social calendars, notepads, there's paper stacks, as well as a large rubber stamp. And they're a lot heavier than they look. They're pretty solid because they get slammed down on the desk, and so they need to be able to create the noise. There's also a lot of paper props in this show. Letters are also very important, and sometimes they switch hands. There's also some fun props in this show that aren't anywhere in the script, but give the actors more to their character, one of which is Fritz the Pomeranian, which is in the opening number of the show. There's also props that we have multiples of that we use a lot, such as the flags that are used in the Lady Hyacinth scene. We also have multiple bridal bouquets because there's 2 weddings in the show and 3 bridesmaids. One other prop is during the song You're Dicewith, right in the scene beforehand, Monty goes to get biscuits for Miss Shingle. And the crackers are not real, but we dropped them on the floor in a rehearsal and they didn't break, so we know that they're sturdy and they should last us the run of the show. We're behind the set of A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder, and here we have the iconic doors from the scene I've Decided to Marry You. The doors live backstage throughout the show, but actually live off of the deck during Act 1 and get picked onto the deck with a motor cable to be used for Act 2. When that happens, we do a lot of scenery shuffling backstage throughout the show, and this is one of our biggest shuffles because when it comes up onto the stage, the suits of armor have to get taken down onto the deck so that there's enough room for all of the scene changes to happen. Another cool prop are the newspapers throughout the show. They all have the real headlines that the newsboys read, as well as real pictures of James Taylor Odom, who plays the Dicewith. Here we have him as Lord Asquith Dicewith Sr. We also have him as Lady Hyacinth with her Egyptian hat, as well as Lady Hyacinth when she drowns. Now we're downstairs in the wig room for Gentleman's Guide. Here we have one of Sabella's wigs that is blocked up so that it can be styled for tonight's show. We also have more wigs in these boxes. Some of them are in rollers, also being prepared for shows. There are 25 wigs that are on stage every night. Thanks for joining me backstage with A Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder. Come see the show.